think before you click. Because the best weapon in this time of fake news is media literacy. Stay still because today we're going to let you know what it's all about media literacy. Media literacy is a set of skills, knowledge, and abilities. It is all about awareness of personal media habits. It's all about understanding of how media works. It is appreciation of media's power or influence. It is the ability to discern critically or question or view. It is all about answering the question, how meaning is created in media. We are able to know what is all about this healthy skepticism, how are we going to access to media, and media literacy is all about the ability to produce and create media. But the question is, why is media literacy important to students? Well, the answer is, it represents a necessary, inevitable, and realistic response to the complex, ever-changing electronic environment and communication cornucopia that surrounds us. The media age requires critical thinking skills which empower students as they make decisions, whether in the classroom, the living room, the workplace, the boardroom, or the living room.
Brief historical background of plagiarism. The word plagiarism is now a common term, especially when it comes to book, research, film, and blogs. In layman's term, plagiarism is merely copying, but let's have a deeper understanding of the term through history and etymology. With the etymology background of plagiarism from the Roman word plagiarus, which means kidnapper, seducer, and plunderer. These three descriptions would mean a criminal action that conveys an offense to people and properties. True plagiarism has already existed around 80 AD during the grandeur years of Roman poets like Martial. He used the word plagiarus when Fidentinus recited his poem and taking credit of it without acknowledging him, but the main concern here is not attributed but on the payment for stealing the credit from him. The term plagiarus evolved to plagiarism in the English language when Ben Jonson defined plagiary as literacy theft and later defined on Samuel Johnson's dictionary as literacy theft or the person who steals the thoughts or writings of another.
Plagiarism, the practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own. Types of plagiarism. Sources not cited. The ghost writer, the writer that turns in another's work in verbatim word for word as her or her own. This can include everything from using unnecessary mail to write a paper, hiring another student to take a test for them, or paying someone to complete all or part of a project. The photocopy, the writer copies significant portion of text straight from a single source without alteration. The potluck paper, the writer copies from several different sources, tweaking the sentences to make them fit together while retaining most of the original phrasing. Taken from various sources are altered so that they would fit together while the original phrasing is retained. These are done in an attempt to conceal plagiarism. The poor disguise, the writer has altered the paper's appearance slightly by changing keywords and phrases. Although the writer has retained the essential content of the source, he or she has altered the paper's appearance, slightly changing keywords and phrases. The labor of laziness. The writer takes the time to paraphrase most of the paper from other sources and make it all fit together. The self-stealer. The writer borrows generously from his or her own previous work. For example, submit an assignment from a previous academic year to a current class. Recycle parts of an old assignment without citing it.
A citation is the way you tell your readers that certain materials in your work came from another source. It also gives your reader the information necessary to find that source again, including information about the author, the title of the work, the name and location of the company that published your copy of the source, the date your copy was published, and the last one, the page number of materials you are borrowing. Source cite but is still plagiarized. So there are 5 source cite. First, the forgotten footnote. The writer mentions an author name for a source but neglects to include specific information on the location of the material reference. This often masks other forms of plagiarism by obscuring source location. The second one is the misinformer. It's a type of plagiarism wherein finding the sources are not possible because the information given regarding the source is wrong. And the third one, the too perfect paraphrase. The writer properly cited all sources, paraphrasing and using quotation mark text that has been copied word for word or close it. Although attributing the basic ideas to the source, the writer is falsely claiming original presentation and interpretation of the information. And for the fourth, the resourceful citer. The writer properly cites all sources, paraphrasing and using quotation appropriately. The paper contains almost no original work. This form of plagiarism is difficult to be detected because it is just like a well-researched paper in appearance. For the last one, the perfect crime. Well, we all know it doesn't exist. In this case, the writer properly quotes and cites resources in some places, but goes on to paraphrase other argument from those sources without citation. This way, the writer tries to pass off the paraphrased materials as his or her own analysis of the cited materials.